All right, we're live. What's up, y'all? It's your boy eBay, and it's the return of Fight Talk. We're back, and I'm back with my guy Ed to talk about UFC 290. What a phenomenal card we're gonna get to come back for the UFC. Volkanovski versus Yair Rodriguez, Pantoja versus Moreno, Dricus Duplessis versus Robert Whitaker, Dan Hooker versus Jalen Turner. This is a banger card. So what do you think about it, Ed, man? And introduce yourself, my guy.
Yeah. Thanks, man. But bro, I'm not gonna lie. I'm excited for this fight. I'm excited for all of them. It's just from top to bottom, they're all so good as well. And it's just like I know I know you're sitting on that fence about that Turner and Hooker fight as well. It'll be quite interesting to see that one.
Oh, yeah,
But
you already know, man. You already know.
yeah.
I'm going with my guy Dan, man. You tripping, man. You tripping. That black boy how to wrestle, man.
Wait. Oh my god. But yeah, I keep honestly, I don't even know how to call half the fights because I keep changing my mind about the title fights as well. And just, I think the only fight I'm confident in picking is freaking the Whitaker Duplessis fight.
Imagine, bro, imagine that that colonizer he knocks Whitaker out, bro. Imagine if he does that, bro.
Yeah. What was this about? He only had 8% oxygen or some shit. His nose was all busted, and then now he's got nose surgery, and now he's back or some shit like that.
Supposedly he only had one nostril or something, and apparently he had a really bad nose. I mean, I'm no lie, he was breathing throughout his mouth.
He always breathes out his mouth though. I always thought he just had shit cardio, but then it made sense.
It's so weird. Like, you know, it's crazy. Like, he has I mean, I thought he had garbage cardio, but he kind of fought through it. It's weird. I don't know how to describe it.
Yeah.
Dude, that's crazy. Turner, Rob, Pantoja, and Yair. So Dan is gonna shock the world to Devin, and Volk is gonna remind Devin why he's the champ. All right, but yeah, I agree with Rob and Pantoja.
It's honestly like I'm so interested in a number of reasons. I'm more interested in the 145 fight because, as you know, I don't fuck with midget MMA, bro. Because although everyone's talking about, because I know the narrative is, well, Islam tagged Volk X, Y, and Z, and it's like you realize the threat of the takedown gives him so much leeway to do what he wants on the feet. Like I think people don't understand, and I just think it's going to be on the feet. Yair is crazy fast though. Like it's scary how fast he is.
I mean, yeah, I agree. I mean, I think stylistically it's a dangerous matchup for Volk, but I mean, bro, just one takedown. I think that's all Volk really needs, and just to get on top. I mean,
you think though?
Yeah,
Yair off his back has looked really good.
Yeah, against Emmett and who else? Yeah, Ortega. Who?
Ortega as well. But it's like for me, like I've never seen Ortega shoot for his life, and he made Ortega shoot for his life, which goes to show like we all know Ortega to be this durable guy and he can take a punch and all the rest of it. But he had Ortega shooting for his life. He had Max shooting. It's just, I think.
Oh yeah, let's talk about that. Yeah, you just brought something up. He made Jerome Max Holloway look like a D1 wrestler.
Bro, you want to talk about Jerome? Talk about the schmuck called Giacomo that calls himself Jack Della Maddalena. That guy's Italian, bro. You ain't fooling no one, you fucker. You fucking Italian. It's fucking disgraceful to call yourself Jack. Giacomo.
But yeah, it's like, bro, Max was taking this guy. I like Yair. Yair's my guy. Don't even get it twisted. But like, Volk is the GOAT, bro. If Volk was like a little older, maybe, but like he's still 34.
Is he not 35 yet?
No, he's not 35. He had probably one of his best performances against Islam Makhachev. Well, I wouldn't say his best performance, but he had a great performance against Islam.
No, he did. I'll be honest. That's better than I'll be honest. Like, I owe him an apology, by the way. Just I'm gonna put that out here now. I'm gonna apologize to Quasimodo. Gonna apologize to the Aussie Frodo. Yeah, Volk, you earned my respect. You did very well in that fight. I thought you won the fight.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm just, bro. He impressed me so well in so many different ways. Like, we could talk all day about how he impressed me, but I just think he looks so good.
Yeah, I'm sorry. You don't bet against. I mean, you go for it. I get it. It's Yair, and it's not a bad bet. I mean, anything regarding Yair winning this fight is not bad. I don't think it's a bad idea to go Yair, but you just don't pick against Volk. I just don't do it, bro. You just don't do it.
Yeah, I've picked Yair round 3, you know. But do you know the thing is as well? This is probably one of the first cards where I go on Tapology every day and I change my pick, and it's just like, especially for the 2 title fights, like I think I've got some picks I've nailed on, but some fights I'm just like, I know I'm going to see Robbie in a retirement home. That fucking bum.
Oh, dude, you are okay, bro. All right.
No, man, he gets way more credit than he deserves in the game, man.
Oh my god, bro! It's about to be his last fight, and you're still thrashing him.
Bro, because Woodley, Woodley never got that same fucking level of respect. I'm just saying, bro. Woodley did a lot more for us than Robbie did. Just because Robbie's the rock and sock and robot and gives us fight of the night. That's what prelim bums are supposed to do. Can crushers, not fucking championship level fighters. Fucking, but yeah. I don't know. I just feel that people don't have the same energy for him like they do for T Wood. But it is what it is. That's my main grievance.
Well, how many? I'm pretty sure he landed 3 takedowns against Korean Zombie. He landed 2 takedowns against. You know, he might be right actually. Yeah, he landed 2 takedowns against what's his face? Against Max Holloway. Was it 3? It was either 2 or 3 against Max in the second fight. I don't know. You might be right. You might be right.
I think because especially on the back of the Islam camp as well, I do think he's going to wrestle a bit. But I also think if he panic wrestles, you're going to see something like. Do you remember the first Aljo fight with Jan, where it was a bit like he was doing well in the first round up until he got clipped, and then you just saw him panic shooting, almost spamming it. I think Volk will need to set it up and kind of implement it in the right way, kind of like what he did in the second Max fight, where you saw him. The first 3 rounds, obviously, Max wins the first 2. The third one's up for debate. But then you see towards the later rounds, Volk starts showing why he's the champ and how he was able to set up the takedowns and secure the rounds.
Yeah, I mean, I get why some people are picking Yair. I'm not saying you guys are wrong for picking Yair. He does have a real chance. He's probably the best offensive striker. In my humble opinion, I think he's the best offensive striker in the UFC right now.
He's one of the most creative for sure.
I think he's the best. When I watch him, great boxing, great taekwondo, great kicks. Just everything he throws is beautiful. Yeah. And you just don't see that mix of combinations of striking skills. So
do you know what it is? As flamboyant as it is, nothing looks forced.
Yeah,
that's the thing as well.
You know,
it's also a thing where you know what it's like, bro. Like these Mexicans, they can't get fucking killed in there, innit? So it's like he's got a fucking chin. Like he's not gonna fucking like. I know people saw the Emmett fight and it was like, well, he never really got tagged. Watch the fight back. He got tagged.
And he got hurt.
He got fucking tagged, and he did not move, man. And it's just like. I'm not saying that Volk doesn't hit hard, but I don't think Volk can command the same respect from him in that sense, the same way like an Emmett can, especially in the phone booth as well. But Volk needs to. I think the jab's going to be one of those things where who can fucking dictate the fight with the jab.
Yeah,
but they're both long as well.
You know, but here's the thing. I don't want to do the MMA math thing, but you just go look at how Yair performed against Korean Zombie and Max Holloway. Very competitive fights. There's been complete domination. I know Zombie was washed, but complete domination by Volk there. One of his greatest performances ever. And then you saw what he did to Max. And also another thing is the defense. I like Yair, but he gets hit. He does get hit. He isn't the best defensive fighter in the world. Offensively, he's great, but he does get hit. And what is he going to do when he gets hit by Volk? That's another thing that people aren't, putting into perspective, Volk's going to break him down stylistically. And, I agree. Yair would beat him in a rematch, but still.
Do you think – so we saw Volk do a count for 55 and he bulked up. And with him being 34, do you think the cut to 45 is going to be trickier, especially because he just fought at 55? That could impact the result as well.
I know what people are saying. We haven't seen that go well, but I mean, it's 10 pounds. Let's be fair. It's not like he's cutting 30. And I mean, they're very close to each other, so it's like he didn't gain a lot of weight, if you know what I'm saying. Like he's been I wouldn't say super active, but he's fighting in July, and then his last fight was
February,
was it February, right? So
Yeah, so what, 5 months apart, I think.
yeah, something like that. So not too bad. I get it. Like it doesn't go too well. We saw it with Nunez, right, where she was at 145, she went down to 135 and she lost. So it's happened. But I mean, Volk's the goat, bro. I don't know how else to say it. He's the baby goat. Like he's great. Like I know like people might put these other
Yeah.
perspectives in together, but he is that guy. He is him, bro. And I don't think
If you're
Yair
the
is.
UFC, if you're the UFC though, who do you want to win if you're the UFC? That's what I want to ask you because I've got a bit
Probably
of a
Yair.
process to it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think you've gotten the most out of Volk. Like you've gotten the most you can get out of him.
Yeah.
And but I
With the
you know,
Mexican champ thing as well, man. Like 3 Mexican champs would be phenomenal. Like,
yeah,
but I also think the thing is, we saw arguably. Can you remember the last time we saw the two very skilled fighters in the octagon together? Probably since like John Jones DC, you know,
oh,
in the Makachev Volk fight, if I'm correct. I don't know if you might agree or not.
uh,
Or like a Cejudo DJ. When you see both guys who are the upper echelon, do you know what I mean? They're absolute upper echelon.
Volk ain't no go beat and overrated Max Holloway 3 times. I mean, well,
Well,
the title defenses: Brian Ortega, Korean Zombie. I you can say whatever you want, but if he
bro,
beats Yair, all right, he's in the GOAT conversation. He's right now he's not the GOAT, but he's the baby GOAT. Okay, all right, Devin, he's the baby GOAT. Okay,
yeah. So I was just thinking with the Volk thing. So say if Volk loses at 45, you can't really. How the fuck do you justify him fighting Islam for the belt again? If he say hypothetically speaking, he gets knocked out this weekend,
yeah.
how could you possibly sell him fighting a weight class up for a belt?
I
Like
say
a
okay, if that was
belt?
to ever happen, I would say either he fights Charles Oliveira or maybe the winner of Dustin and Justin Gaethje for like a title shot.
I think one of them or if both of them might retire. You know, the Dustin Justin guys.
Yeah,
I definitely think the loser is going to retire for sure because both of them have said numerous times if I'm not fighting for the belt or I'm not in the championship picture, then there's no point.
yeah, I agree.
It's just a bit like I think Dustin's made his fucking money as well. I think Dustin doesn't give a fuck to be honest. He fought Chandler because obviously he kind of got pestered into taking that fight, but I think Dustin's personally done. Like we'll see him retire in the next year or so.
Yeah.
I definitely think he's done,
Am I
especially if he loses to Gaethje as well.
am
We're
I
not doing.
crazy for thinking Justin's gonna knock him out?
Well, he trains at altitude, right? So surely he's got the edge.
Yeah, I don't know. I just and I've heard Dustin isn't training in altitude. He's just training still at what's it called in Florida too. So
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
like
Where's it? Coconut Creek at ATT or whatever the fuck. But yeah, it's just.
yeah. I think I'm
Yeah.
gonna pull the trigger on that one. I think I'm gonna go with you know what? It irks my soul. I never pulled the trigger with the Fiziev fight. I was so mad I didn't do that.
No, do you know what it is though? Because I say this all the time to people. I said you're the only guy who said Justin's gonna fuck him up. You're the only
Yeah,
guy.
but I became a bitch and I picked
Yeah,
Rafael Fiziev, bro.
bro. Because I literally remember when that fight got announced. Because I fucking told you to pick him Fiziev. I think it's my fault. But
Yeah.
you were the only guy I saw. Yeah, the content creators picking Gaethje. The
I
only
know,
one.
man. The whole week. No, not the whole lead up to that. I was like,
Yeah.
Gaethje, and then fight week, I came a
Because
fraud.
the way everyone was talking, myself included, they said, you know what, Gaethje's not just gonna, Fiziev's not just gonna win. He's gonna make it look really good. Like he's gonna get him out there in the first.
I mean,
Shit like
to
that.
be fair to Fiziev, I mean, he didn't get completely outclassed, but Gaethje just he beat him. You
Do you know
know.
what the weird thing was about that fight? Like you can argue the first 2 rounds are very close, and then Justin Gaethje decides at 3 years old to learn how to throw a fucking jab and win
Yeah.
the fight. And it's
Yeah.
like, what the fuck? Where I haven't seen this. He's been in the UFC for what fucking 7 years, and this is the first time I've seen him throw a fucking jab. It's like,
The Usman effect, baby.
bro, it's amazing how some of these fighters get started with a simple fucking maneuver. It's like Rafael Fiziev supposed to be this seasoned striker. He's not like he's an MMA fighter, but he started off striking, didn't he? But it's like, how the fuck does something like a jab just throw you off? Like it's just you've encountered this before. It's not like it's a puzzle you can't solve.
Yeah,
But
but
yeah,
I mean,
man, just
yeah.
these new age guys, man.
Fraud girl.
Yeah, bro. Fuego absolutely cooked that man.
Bro, he cooked him. Bro, what did he say on that story? He's like he's standing around on the job or something like that. Oh my god! If y'all
Bro,
don't follow this man on Instagram, it is a damn shame. You guys are missing out.
bro, I don't even think it's just Instagram. Why I forget his fucking Twitter handle,
Or
but
Twitter,
you
bro.
know,
You gotta,
you gotta get him on Twitter, man. Like if you want to see a fighter get cooked, regardless of whether you like him or not.
Oh my god, you cook your people, man. Cook your people for no reason.
It was especially when he looked like that hypno fucking schmuck off Pokemon, you know, the Alakazam guy when he's like sleeping and he's like fucking his arms are dangling out. Fucking hell.
Yeah. I know what you're talking about.
Bro, that was everybody's luck of the card as well.
I know, it was nuts. I was like, and you know, I still think Garam's a good fighter. Don't get it twisted. I don't have nothing against the cat, but dude, to
he's
lose,
not active enough, man. He really isn't active enough.
yeah, I know. I don't know what's going on with him, man. You know, and it's crazy. Him and Demir. I don't even want to talk about Demir no more. Dude,
that schmuck got put in the master lock. Did you see it?
Dude, I was like, what the? Grant Dawson is also on Most Wanted, bro. He is on Most Wanted right now. Him and Armin Sarukian, we're coming for y'all. Okay, we coming.
Bro,
right?
can we just have them both fight each other and fucking one of the wrestlers gets knocked out of the fucking race? It's just
Ron fans saying it was a fluke and he was injured.
Bro, do you know what's funny? If you look at Twitter, yeah, the night before that fight, it was like Garam season, redemption arc.
I know.
Garam's gonna show you he's that guy, you know, that he's him kind of fucking meme and all that shit. And then you fast forward a day later, right? And then all the new age lightweights are getting cooked, and it's like fraud check this and fraud that. And I'm like, yo, you guys were not saying this last year, bro. Like, it's fucking weird. Like, you've even got the GTA thumbnail, yeah, of Islam Makhachev's face, yeah, photoshopped on the freaking dog, yeah. We've been cooking the new age lightweights for 18 months.
I know.
And these fuckers now want to jump on board. So it's just, oh man, it's just funny to see, man. I don't even know, which one do you think is worse, the Demir one or the Garam one?
I mean, Garam had a great fight, you know, at least he had some back and forth, but that Demir one was just like, how do you get dominated for 15 straight minutes back to back? Like, that's the part that sucks. Like I could, at one point, I legit like walked away from the TV when I was watching that shit and just like got some water, like just to cool myself down. I was like hot. I was like, bro, sprawl.
That was some real American style wrestling, you know.
I know. Good for, I mean, it's so weird. Like I dislike Grant Dawson, but I'm happy he's an American, you know? So it is a weird
oh man, there's just another wrestler in that weight class now. Jalen's got a lot to fucking think about now.
Well, that's the fight I really wanted, was Grant Dawson versus Jalen Turner.
Yeah, you've been saying that for a while.
Yeah.
Especially I think it was after the Riddle fight you said it as well.
I thought Demir was gonna. I also thought Demir was that guy too. I thought.
Did you see what he said about Justin Gaethje?
Armin gets chinned by Gaethje. Yeah, dude. Oh yeah, I forget. You want to talk about Armin, bro?
What we got to talk about?
Full violence is a bum.
Can
I say that, bro? Full violence is a fucking bum, bro. Are you really gonna make a shirt? Like, I'm not gonna lie. Some of his t-shirts are actually pretty cool. I actually bought one. But he makes a fucking t-shirt for Armin Sarukian. Are you fucking kidding me?
I'm not seeing it. Is it on Twitter right now?
Yeah, I'm happy they're cooking his ass on Instagram. Full violence is a clown. All right, you're gonna make a t-shirt for a guy that just got almost knocked out by Joaquin fucking Silva?
Oh, it's one of them t-shirts. I thought he was getting a t-shirt getting roasted. I was gonna.
Nah, man, it's one of like, oh, Armin's a god. Fuck out of here. Jan left Tiger Muay Thai. I know Tiger Muay Thai is taking a hit. Like, I thought that was going to be a premier gym.
Well, who else is in? Like, I know obviously a lot of the Russian fighters and Kazakhs and all them, like, they kind of train there. But it's just like, I remember. Was it you that was posting about Marlon Moraes, Tiger Muay Thai Moraes?
The legend continues, bro.
and he got cooked with an uppercut by Song Yadong. Bro, he grew a beard and everything, you know that.
That hurt, man. Man, the mythical fighter, man. Tiger Muay Thai Marlon, man. I was.
Bro, You know, obviously we didn't cover this, bro, but fucking, bro, it was horrible watching Marvin Vettori get beat up for 25 minutes.
Oh my god, that just I saw it. I actually saw the results when I was in Eritrea, right? I went to
Yeah.
like go to the internet cafe and I was like, what the how the fuck did I was watching how the fuck did Jared old ass Cannonier beat him? I thought was it a robbery? I was like, so I go and I watch it, bro, and it's he beats him in the first round, right?
Yeah, he takes the first round for sure.
And then through the second, he got like hit with a crazy overhand and he was phased. And I don't know what happened to him. Some people are blaming that him teaming up with Dewey Cooper was probably the worst
Well,
thing he
that was Sean Strickland propaganda. You know, do you know what? Nobody really said anything until Sean Strickland said it in the press, and then everybody started fucking talking about Dewey Cooper. It's just like, I don't know, man. Marvin's just he's too tough for his own fucking good, isn't it? It's one of them.
And
I
also
think that was the problem. I genuinely think if he had gotten knocked down, although he would have lost the round, he definitely would have fought the fight smarter and then potentially have secured the other rounds and then won the fight. But the problem is when you can take a punch so well, you just keep walking into things.
yeah, Chewy Cooper down bad. I know, man. It's just horrible.
Yeah.
I don't want to kill the guy. But I'm praying to God Cody Garbrandt leaves him. I'm praying to every God out there that he just leaves and he dips out. Because if I have to see another one of his fighters get beat up,
Does he still not train Francis Ngannou? Am I tripping?
he does. I mean, Francis also got a dip, but I mean, I think you know what? A lot of people don't give this guy a lot of credit, but Eric Nixon, I feel like deserves way more credit for Francis Ngannou.
He's quite a calm voice in the corner as well, from what I've seen of like the corner audios and stuff like that.
I know, and it's so weird. Like can't believe Strickland beat Cannonier, but Cannonier destroyed Marvin. It was like I was watching the fight, and it was like I was watching Cannonier on steroids. Like he had output, he had wrestling. I was like, what the fuck am I watching? Like this isn't Jared. I know this isn't the slow, methodical counter puncher that just has good takedown defense that I'm used to watching. Yeah. This is like some fucking dude on gear. So I was weird. It was like this is fake. Like,
that's the problem though with him, isn't it? I know he's ranked like number 3 or whatever, but it's like he has a couple of schmuck performances, and then he will have one where he looks good, and it's just like.
But this was insane, though, right? Like, am I tripping?
Yeah, it was. I'm not saying it wasn't, but it's just like he does have fights where he looks like a schmuck, and then it's like he wins one, and then like you remember how shit middleweight is, but at the same time you're like, oh god, he looks really good. If only he did. Like me, when I watched him fight Marvin Vettori the way he fought Marvin Vettori, I thought, you know what, if he fought Robert Whittaker again, he could present him with some problems. Yeah. But then you're like, oh yeah, but he's also got that dumb performance in him. He's got that bozo gene in him, hasn't he? He's just like.
I just want him to go away. Like nothing against him, but like I'm tired. Like now I kind of know how people felt about Glover Teixeira for a little bit. Like I kind of understand where the hate came from because this guy won't leave. Like he had his title shot. I don't need to see him fight for the belt again. No.
Yeah, I think nobody wants to see him fight for the belt. I think that's the problem with middleweight. It's like I know obviously yourself you got annoyed about the booking of the certain Dagestani fighters and that, but it was like I think the UFC were desperately wanting to push new names in that division. That's why Alex Pereira got to fight Strickland, and that's why Liskarof's getting a shot at a pop at Costa and all the rest of it. But it's like we're so desperate for people to fight Izzy right now that it's like, to be honest, I'd rather either see him drop the belt and then have like like I've said this before, like a Rob Chimaev fight in like Abu Dhabi or something like that. But I know obviously it won't happen now because of Drickers. Or I would have loved to have seen him just go and fucking have Jamal Hill fight Izzy in the Australia card in September.
That's still very possible, man. You never know. That might be the direction they go.
It's just like I don't know, bro. I think Izzy's one of those dudes where it's like it has to make sense for him. Like he only fought Jan Blachowicz because Jan was holding the fucking belt.
Yeah, that is true.
It didn't want nothing to do with that belt when John Jones was holding it.
But it's really wild though to me that what was I thinking about? I lost my train of thought. What were we talking about?
We were just talking about Jamal Hill in the light heavyweight picture.
Oh, I had something in my head. Oh yeah. It is crazy to me that we have to pray that Bo Nickel is the hope of this division.
They've given him a new guy. Have you heard about this?
Yeah, some 7-0 cat.
Yeah.
But yeah, so speaking on Bo Nichols, who will be performing, like, what do you think his trajectory in the middleweight division, knowing how ass?
Bro, it's so hard to tell because obviously he's finishing dudes in like 30 seconds. So we're not seeing a lot of him. It's the same issue we had with Chimaev very early on. But it's also a thing where you also look at him and think, see, I'm always of the opinion because he's very young and new to the game. If he loses, I'm not going to shit on him.
Mm-hmm.
It's a thing for me, like similar to obviously it's not quite the same as the Raul Rosas Jr. thing because that kid's only 17. And props to him for fighting grown men in the biggest combat sports organization in the world. But for me, it's like if he loses, it is what it is. He can learn from it and move on. This is a new sport to him, so I will give him the time and the patience, especially because it does interest me and it does. He is one of the reasons I am looking at middleweight. He's one of the few reasons I still watch middleweight fights because he's a breath of fresh air.
Yeah.
And he does well for the America fucking market, doesn't he? In terms of the whole, I don't know. He looks like that schmuck that that tribute to the troops in the WWE pay-per-views back in the day. He looks like one of those
You know what
schmucks.
you're talking about, yeah.
Yeah, it does look like one of those schmucks. You stick a cap on him, a camouflage fucking boots and fucking dog tags. He looks like one of them schmucks. But in terms of trajectory, it's hard to say because I genuinely think if they throw GM3 at him after this, he'll tap him out.
Yeah, I think he beats GM3. I think he beats Oh, this is what I wanted to talk about. That fucking bum that fought Strickland, Abus Magomedov. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
The one that Russia didn't claim.
Oh my god. Who the fuck allowed him to be on a fucking fight night main event? Like, oh my, he had 1 round of cardio? Huh? And then he
bro, that was awful, bro.
While you're at it?
That guy did an Alex Hernandez, bro. That was awful.
Bro, what was he thinking, bro? And he legitimately quit. Like, no disrespect, but like he legitimately quit in there. Like there's no other explanation for that.
I think he thought, do you know what? I'm this unknown Dagestani fighter, and this American's gonna shit himself just looking at me. But he doesn't have an aura one next to his name. Do you know what I mean? So it's like there's obviously, and we have seen him get chinned in another promotion.
Yeah.
So Strickland was like, you know what? Like the thing is, even though he lost the first round, he didn't look flustered at all.
I know.
So it was just a bit like, and then Chris Curtis made the read, and then he talks to Sean in the break, and it's like, all right, do X, Y, and Z. And then Sean just takes his time and picks his shots.
Yeah.
I don't think he looked good in round one. He just threw a couple of teeps and threw some fancy shit, and he whiffed a lot as well.
And Sean didn't throw a lot too.
Yeah, Sean literally just went, right, I'll see what this schmuck can do. It's just like, Sean needs another KO less. He chats too much shit. That's part of the fun, though, is it not?
I mean, he's gonna fight Adesanya for the belt. I
think.
think.
But isn't that part of the fun, though? Do we really want to hear stuff like Frozen like Elsa? Like Sean says some stuff that it's like, bro, I don't think they're interested in having him fucking fight Adesanya. I really don't, especially having those two at a press conference. Like he will
they have to do it now. They have no choice.
Bro, the shit he was saying about the Chinese champion and all the rest of it. I don't really want to go too much into that because we'll be digging ourselves a hole about the whole.
I mean, he's speaking facts, right? Didn't Adesanya say that?
The whole real Africa thing. It's weird because Usman's saying just because I live in China, that doesn't make me Chinese. And Israel's saying he's Chinese, and then they're saying that Drickers isn't African. It's just like, bro, it just opens up a can of worms. Bro, he's on a 25 win streak that for now. I was saying this about Kevin Lee, bro. That guy needs to start fighting bums or something, but he just makes his own life difficult.
I don't do we have to talk about this? I don't
That's horrible. I'm not like a Kevin Lee fan. I respect him a lot because obviously he fights tough fights. But that was hard to watch.
That hurt, bro. That like I've never felt like I was watching, I was like, bro. They did this. This is like a planned assassination. I feel like
though, you know deep in, because I know you do, innit? You know your MMA more than most. Like you knew deep in your heart, you've got to not know anything. You got to be an absolute fucking casual to not know that they were using Kevin Lee's name to step up right now.
Yeah, I know. It was
like,
so bad.
For me, it was an obvious booking to me, and it was just like
Kevin who,
bro. It's just like it's just one of those things, isn't it? It's just like I think he's in a similar situation to Till, where I think he's too big for one weight class, but too small for another.
I know it's fucking nuts, man. I don't know. It's just he had so much success at lightweight, like what he did to Edson Barboza. Like I don't know, bro. I can't. I just want to see Kevin Lee win. Is that too much to ask for?
I would love to see him at 55, but he doesn't want to fight at 55. So what the fuck
Yeah.
do you do?
I don't know, man. And he just can't. He can't win at welterweight. I don't know what it is. He's cursed at that division, but he's
Bro,
still hell bent at fighting there. You know.
you gotta think though, like he's not like he fought D-Rod on short notice. He was initially scheduled to fight Sean Brady when nobody was gonna fight Sean Brady.
I know.
He's now fought Renat. He's on a 20-fight fucking win streak. I think 18 of them are finishes or something ridiculous like that. And it's just like he fought Charles Oliveira when nobody wanted to fight Charles Oliveira, being ranked 13th at the time. And it's just like he's always fought guys that nobody was interested in fighting. And it's just like, why don't you just do what some of these other guys do, bro? Just I don't know, bro. Do what Arman Sayukin does in fights like the Brazilian schmuck he fought last time. Fight guys like Giagos and dickheads like that.
Yeah.
And fucking Joel Alvarez. Is it Joel Alvarez Lopez?
Yeah, Alvarez.
Alvarez.
Arms are.
I think Lopez is fucking Volk's coach. My bad, Joe. But yeah, just like why don't you just go fight idiot? Why don't you go fight bums like that, bro? It's just like he does himself no favors. It's just like you know that the thing was as well. Those fights were like the fights he was taking was like if he beat them, amazing, but not enough of the casual fan base to know who they were for him to like say, "Oh, good job, Kevin." He was. Do you know what I mean? If he had beaten Renat, people would have been like, "So what?" I know me and you would have, but everyone else would have.
Yeah, I don't know, bro. I'm just hurt, bro. I don't even want to talk about. I like every time I see a picture of it, it hurts, bro. Like,
Yeah.
and it's like you know what, Kevin. I don't know what to say. Like,
They scheduled that Renat to fight Michael Morales ages ago. That I don't know why they would have sanctioned that. That was horrible.
yeah. Joel Alvarez would mess Kevin up bad.
You
I don't know.
think?
Huh?
I personally don't think so.
I don't know. I mean, I'm high on Alvarez, like I am, because I think he's such a like a dangerous fighter at 155 because of his length, but his wrestling does kind of suck. So I don't know.
I just think he's like a Jaden Turner kind of schmuck. I'm not gonna lie. Like I just
Yeah.
think. I think if Kevin Lee gets on top of it, it's curtains. To be honest.
Yeah, I think so too, and especially in a 3-rounder, I think Kevin could probably
Yeah.
mess him up. But what was I gonna say? I don't know. I kind of want just Kevin to like. I don't know. It's so weird because he's 30 years old, but it kind of feels like his best years are behind him.
Mm.
I don't know. It's so
No.
weird to me. I don't know. Like it's like I don't see that Kevin that fought Edson. Even when he beat Diego Sanchez, like it just I don't know, bro. Like I don't want to thrash on him
Yeah.
too hard, but it's just
Too much has happened in his career, though, hasn't it? Like his coach died, and then he was moving around camps all the time, and then there was the issue between, the weight classes as well, and then yeah. To be honest, though, like as optimistic as we were, something you just knew something wasn't right when you couldn't finish Diego Sanchez.
yeah, I don't know. I don't know what to say. Like I don't like he looked good against Charles Oliveira. You know, it's like it's so crazy to me. Like I don't know what's going on. I don't know. Maybe if he's just a weight bully at heart, and when he fights people his size, he just isn't special. But
The thing is, though, right? If you think about it, there are guys at 55 who have similar frames to him, or if not, walk around the same weight as him. I just think he just needs to manage himself better outside the octagon because I do think 55 is still a feasible cut for him. He's not a Michael Chiesa. Do you know what I mean?
and that's weird. He beat him too. It's crazy, right? Like he beat Chiesa, but Chiesa's like I mean, you can say whatever you want about Chiesa now, but you know, a few years back in 2019, Chiesa went on a run. You know,
Yeah, I
and
forget.
he's coming back.
He
All right,
he beat Neil Magny, got into the top 6.
hey, he beat RDA though. He beat RDA.
Yeah, RDA though, fuck it. RDA at welterweight's another weird thing for me, man.
I mean, RDA was RDA beat Kevin Lee at welterweight. You know, it's like
Yeah.
it's so weird. Like it's a weird rock paper scissors thing. But yeah, Kevin Holland. I want you to know, you're gonna be fighting Michael Chiesa. So enjoy your life while you got it now, because we're coming and we're back. We are
Kevin,
so back.
Be careful, Kevin. The KO Virgin's coming to get you.
Kevin Lee versus Clay Guida is 50.
Oh Jesus! Oh man. I don't know, man. Welterweight's one of those. Welterweight's grappler heavy as well. So I don't know, because we all talk about Kevin's grappling, but it's like he's getting choked out a lot as well. So it's just a bit like.
Yeah, it's like wherever he goes, it's like he just I don't know. Like Kevin's so flawed. Like
If I'm him though, I'd rather fight at 55, fight the strikers, have a bit of a weight advantage on them, and just fucking mount them.
Yeah,
absolutely cave their head in with the elbows.
And it's so weird, like, because like he completely like dominated Magomed Musafayev, and Musafayev like destroyed Fiziev. You know, it's like he has these weird like matchups. I don't know. It's just I don't even want to think about Kevin Lee right now. I just kind of I went through a lot watching that Renat fight. That was horrible, bro. He dropped him and then he choked him out, John Jones style. Walks away. I was like, oh my god, yeah, it was bad, bro. It was bad.
I would love to see him turn around and fight Li Jinliang, you know, in that Singapore card. But I don't think.
I think they're teammates though. They train at Kill Cliff.
Lee's at Kill Cliff now as well.
Yeah, he just has Dewey Cooper in his corner.
How many fucking welterweights have they got though? Because they've got Ian Gary, they've got a couple of welterweights that are ranked as well. Let me have a look at the rankings.
Yeah, Shavkat.
They've got Shavkat. They've got
Gilbert Burns.
Usman's there as well. But I know Usman's part time, but Usman's there. You got Usman, you got Shavkat, you got Gilbert Burns, you've got Luque's there, Ricardo Gary's there. Bro, they've got a lot of welterweights there, you know. Like that's like 4 or 5 out of the top 15. So you'd imagine they'd be getting good work in, but
yeah. Kevin's mistake was entering welterweight during the Attitude Era of UFC. What else? Speaking of welterweight, that guy Jack Della Maddalena is fighting on this card. He did lose.
Giacomo, man. Can we stop this? It's Giacomo.
Oh, yeah. So what do you think about Maddalena?
He's just a boxer, isn't he? Like it's just, I don't know. Like that's the only thing I've really seen from him right now. I know, obviously, he got the submission in the last fight, but that's like, come on, like my auntie could have finished that fight from where that fight was going. Like Randy Brown was flat out. Like it was just, he could have punched him a couple of times and then got pulled off him as well. So it's just, I think he looked good though because he was very patient as well.
Yeah,
he's not like one of those schmucks that, you know, those schmucks you could tell they're trying to get a first round finish, and you could tell they're on 12 and 12 contracts, and they're chasing the 50G bonus.
Yeah,
like headless chickens. He weren't like that, so that was quite good to see.
Yeah. I think he's gonna beat the guy. I mean, the guy he's fighting, I forgot his name, but he's a pretty good wrestler. I think he's probably gonna beat him. He'll show some good takedown defense. You know what's crazy? I actually thought Sean Brady was gonna beat that guy. You know,
yeah, I think you're the only one who picked him as well. Because I'll be honest, bro. Like, I don't know what's like. You need to tell me what's more embarrassing, like either getting KO'd by Bilal or having someone dish your mom and then choke you out, like what Kevin Lee did to Kesa. Which of the two is more embarrassing?
Probably the Bilal one.
Yeah, it's just a bit like.
And the way he got KO'd, like his face, his body language, it was bad. It was a bad night.
Bro, it's the thing is as well that like he talked a lot about how good his kickboxing was, and he said things like, "Oh, everybody's like dodging me. Nobody wants to fight me." Well, Kevin Lee signed up to fight you, and you pulled out. Della Maddalena's signed to fight you. I know he's had some issues in this fight as well. I forgot what the Instagram post was, but he pulls out fights a fair bit though. That's what I've noticed. But then he'll turn around and say nobody wants to fight him. Like, if you're a fighter though, for argument's sake, do you really want to sign on the dotted line, waste 6 and what? Like, you know as well as I do, like the weight cuts and everything else is rough. It's time consuming. It drains your body. Do you really want to go through that for the next 6 to 8 weeks and then have a schmuck pull out on you? Probably don't, do you?
Yeah, I feel you on that, man. You're completely right. Like, I don't know. Like, he's a weird one, man. I don't know. I think he's good. Like, because I saw what he did to Matthews. You know, what he did to Matthews was fucking destruction. But, and I think he was going to beat Jack Della Maddalena. But what Bilal did to him just completely exposed him. If you have good takedown defense, and it's not like Brady can't strike. He can strike. Like, he has good fundamentals. Yeah. He's just not durable. I don't know what else to say. He just seems
one of those, though, isn't it? You've got 2 grapplers who cancel each other out.
Yeah.
None of them really want to take each other to the ground. And it's like, on the feet, it's like, It's one of them, and it's like even fucking Bilal, bro. They had him looking like Gilbert Burns had him looking like Wonder Boy, and it's just like, oh my goodness, bro. Like fucking hell. It's just like
I well to be fair to what's it called Gilbert. I mean, he legitimately didn't have a shoulder in that fight, so that's also a thing to look at. So
I also think that Bilal came off the couch and cut 20 pounds.
that is true. That is true.
And there's people acting like he didn't come off the back of Ramadan as well. It's not like he was in a full on training camp. He
Yeah,
literally beat him on 2 weeks' notice.
yeah. So Bilal. I mean, good for Bilal. He's gonna probably fight for the belt.
He keeps
Uh,
that right hand low, though. I know that Edwards will either KO him with a left hook or a left high kick. I know that much. That
yeah.
that right hand is still always low.
Yeah, exactly. It's kind of crazy, like to think about Bilal Muhammad because, like 3 years ago, I think I made my Leon Edwards Bilal Muhammad breakdown, and I said these guys will never fight again, and it's looking like there might be a world where they might run it back, unless Colby Covington gets that belt, baby.
They haven't booked that fight though, so I'm a bit concerned because they're booked up until September as well with fights.
I mean, is Abu Dhabi's right? 94, right? That's the 294 card. That's Abu Dhabi.
It's
So
October, isn't it? Yeah.
yeah, I think they probably fight then or something.
But does it make sense to have a guy from the UK and a guy in the American market in a title fight in Abu Dhabi though?
Hell no. I don't know what they're doing, but I mean, they're probably just like, you know what? Because when I think about the fights that they can book at Abu Dhabi, um,
I still think. Yeah, I know what you mean. No, carry on with the Abu Dhabi, and then I'll carry on with my point.
I think what they're thinking about doing is kind of like the welterweight tournament thing, or whatever. You probably have Usman and Chimaev
Sorry.
fight on that card, and you could kind of do something there. I don't know, but yeah,
That actually sounds quite good. You made it sound sense now. I didn't think of that.
but I don't know if that's where they go. I don't know. I don't know what they're
For
thinking.
me, my impression was John Jones, Stipe, Edwards, and Covington. You got the two blue collar Americans in Stipe and Colby Covington, and you both have them at headline at MSG. Those two title fights would be phenomenal because Izzy's fighting in September. The 155 belt's going to be in October. 145 Volk's fighting in July, and he's not going to have a contender anytime soon. Like Topuria is the next up and coming one if he beats.
Oh, yeah. Can we please talk about the next featherweight go, Ilya Topuria?
Yeah, we can in a bit. 135, like Aljo's gonna fight in like a month's time in August. Apparently, they're trying to get him to turn around. 125 is happening now, so I genuinely think those two. I think they're lining up like MSG to be the card.
Yeah,
because Colby's fought in MSG before as well, so I know he's quite keen on MSG.
yeah, I agree, man. So that's probably maybe you might be right. Madison Square Garden.
But if you're gonna book Leon Bilal, do it for October in Abu Dhabi. Otherwise, don't fucking bother.
Yeah. Look at this guy for you. But okay, Kobe ain't fighting for the belt. Dana White says otherwise, sir. Volk and Yair chin that Cliff Dweller. Dude, Ilya Topuria, bro. I was watching that Josh Emmett fight live, and I was just like, wow, this guy's boxing's on another level, bro. I honestly, like, I was more impressed with what he did in 5 rounds than him finishing Josh Emmett. I saw his cardio, I saw his wrestling. The only issue I have probably with Ilya is when he fights these more traditional kickboxers or guys that kick more, he's gonna deal with some issues there. But besides that, I think this guy is like solid, bro. Honestly, like power, boxing, and obviously great jiu-jitsu and wrestling. I just want to see him utilize him more against, kick heavy guys like Yair or Volk. The Volk fight's gonna be like when they fight each other, that's just gonna be fucking insane.
Yeah, I think Ilya's a tricky one because I think Emmett fought to just fucking. I think Emmett, for him, to get into a decision was a win in his eyes because after round 2, he didn't really look like he really wanted to be there. To be honest, that's my opinion.
And also, I'm not gonna lie, I don't think Ilya fought the Emmett that fought Shane Burgos. You know what I'm saying? I do kind of feel like he might be a little washed. I don't know. And he took a brutal beatdown from Yair, and then just to get beat up again by Ilya, I don't know. So
if you're Emmett though, who do they fucking book Emmett with now? Because
I mean, I think he's old, bro. He's what 30? He's turning 39. Like he's
You either do the layup for Mobster or Giga or some schmuck like that. But I think Giga, they're trying to get him a fight. I can't remember who.
yeah. I remember he was supposed to fight Zombie.
He was supposed to fight Zombie. I think he was scheduled to fight Sadiq at one stage as well. But
Yeah, that
I
was
don't know.
yeah. I remember making a breakdown for that, and I was completely
Yeah.
sad when they
And it's just like,
shut
do I
that.
really like? He's already fought Edson Barboza, Alex Caceres. I really couldn't care less about him fighting guys in the top 5, top 10 because I don't think he's that gonna ever do anything. I
Yeah,
think he's just taking up a spot in my opinion. Dan Ige, I've seen him fight guys that like I think he won the Emmett fight, but I've seen him fight guys like TKZ and shit the bed. So
yeah,
I'm at a point with Ige where like I don't even want to see him in the top 10 because he keeps shitting the bed and he keeps like pissing me off.
yeah.
So I'd rather see him fight like guys that are trying to make their way through 145, like a Leron Murphy or something like that.
Yeah. I who do I want to see Emmett fight? I like the Mozart fight actually. I really do. Um,
That Mobstar fight's awkward. That fight's awkward for Mobstar though because if he doesn't take him out, he will get chinned.
yeah, and he will get exposed. So, I'm okay with that. And then maybe Emmett can retire in the sunset. So that'll be good for Emmett. But what do you think Ilya's chances are against Volkan? Yair.
Bro, it's honestly too early to say. I think Yair is too slick for him. I'm not gonna lie to you.
I think if he takes Yair down, he subs him in one,
You think?
like a pretzel.
But I also think
I love Yair, and you know it's crazy. I've been shitting on Yair lately, but like, that's my dog. Don't get it twisted. But fucking.
Yair's a lot better off his ground than people think. I think. Do you know what it is though? Maybe just me. Mexicans look way more aggressive off their back.
Yeah.
Like a Tony or Nate Diaz. I've just started to notice it now, with the elbows off their back and shit like that.
Yeah.
They definitely look more aggressive because they don't seem like they're content to staying like guard like a lot of fighters do. Like if you remember when Dustin was like fighting Charles Oliveira, he just stayed on guard in full guard and didn't do anything.
Yeah.
But I think the Mexicans definitely they're like, look, if you take me down, this is what's going to happen. This is what it is. I'm going to throw an elbow. I'm going to throw a leg up. And Yair's definitely got the legs and the dexterity to throw up a triangle like we saw in the Emmett fight.
Yeah, true. I agree. I agree.
But I think, like I said, bro, I know Topuria hits hard, but you know what? I say it all the time. Mexicans can't be killed, bro. So.
Oh no, man. Ilya might find a way, my brother. Ilya might find a way. Don't forget, he's also from Spain, so he's a conquistador, my guy. He's a conquistador.
That old chestnut, eh? That old chestnut.
Yeah.
Okay. But yeah, I'll be honest. I would like to see him in one more fight before I properly judge him.
I want to see him fight Max. That's the fight. I think.
Yeah.
If he chins Max Holloway.
But I think the UFC are too scared to make that fight though, because they don't have any contenders as it is. I think I wouldn't be surprised if I see Ilia Topuria fight for the belt next, because they've made him like number 3 or number 4.
Yeah. Topuria might KO Volk. Yeah.
Ortega's still top 5 somehow.
Yeah. I have a weird feeling they might make Ortega versus Arnold Allen. I don't know why. I have that feeling. He's a Cliff Dweller that moved there when he was 15.
He was born in Germany though as well, so I still get confused as to who he actually represents or where he's from.
Yeah, he represents like 3 places.
3 countries, yeah, because Georgia claims him. I know his heritage is his parents, fair enough. But he's born in Germany but never talks about it.
Yeah.
Even though he lived there for fucking 15 years. How fucking weird.
Yeah.
And then he's lived in Spain for a bit, like 10 years or so. And it's just like, but he's forgotten all about Germany. I don't really know, to be honest.
I would say he's more. I'd say Georgia. I would say that's who probably claims him the most.
It's weird. Do you know what the thing is as well? Because it's a bit weird how like everything can change at the drop of a hat. So, for instance, the Mexicans are running MMA, but before you know it, Aljo could step up to 145, and then you could see Ilya and Merab have 2 Georgian champions at 135 and 145.
Mm.
Or we could get into a situation where we just have the Brazilians holding the belts again.
Yeah,
like because you can see Pantoja winning the belt. Charles is up there. Alex Pereira could win a belt at 205, and you got Jelton Almeida at heavyweight right now.
Yeah, and he's fighting Curtis Blades, I think. Right?
I like that fight a lot, and it answers a lot of questions for both guys.
Yeah, it does. Yeah, I feel like we're kind of set for a lot of fights, in terms of like, the number one contender and
Yeah.
obviously the champion. So I think
I think it's only the real mega fights that we're frustrated that we're not getting. Like we're not seeing a John Jones, we're not seeing the GOAT Stipe, we're not seeing Mystic Mac. I don't even think that fight's happening this year. It's
dude,
just
that
ridiculous.
is complete disaster. I feel for Chandler actually. I really do feel bad for him.
But the thing is, as well, though, like you know as well as I do, because of the red panty night, fighters will literally. I guarantee, if you said to a fighter, sit out for 2 years and you'll get the McGregor fight, they'll all do it.
That's kind of evil though what he's doing. How do you make the guy do tough with you and you don't fight him?
Yeah,
That's,
but it's happened a few times though, because he weren't supposed to fight Faber, but he did a show with Faber as well. I don't
yeah,
really know
because
why.
Aldo didn't want to do it, right? Like Aldo was like, "I'm
Yeah,
not doing this with you. Like I'm
but
not."
to be fair though, that Dana stitched Aldo up a bit because he did the fucking World Tour thing with him, and he let his belt get taken off him and shit like that. It was just, and then they went to Ireland and they had him get sworn at by the Irish.
I
Like
know
you,
that was horrible.
Dana fucking stitched him up bad, to be honest. And you
Yeah.
gotta be honest, at the time, Aldo was one of his biggest money makers. I know McGregor came in and made him money, but it's like it's just a thing where like he wouldn't have done that to an Anderson Silva or a John Jones.
Yeah, no, I agree. Someone's probably dying today, but what was I gonna say? But yeah, Connor's like I don't know. He might be just retired. I don't know what's going on with. He kind of. I'm not saying he looks retired, but I don't know if he's interested in fighting.
Bro, I don't know if we could talk about this. So do you know what? Just tell me to shut the fuck up and up. But the Miami stuff was a bit wild, you know.
That's nuts, bro. He legit hurt that man. Like that's fucking assault.
No, not that. The other thing with the 304.
Oh yeah, yeah. Oh yeah, yeah.
We'll shut the fuck up on that one. Now you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Before your channel, all of a sudden gets taken down under investigation.
You know what? I keep my mouth shut on that.
Yeah, well,
I don't get paid to talk about that.
you know what though? Do you know we again we'll hold our hands up when we get things wrong, and we always give credit in it. Like her face one of those guys. But did you watch Angela Hill and Mackenzie Dern?
Yeah, I did.
That was a fight, man.
Yeah, it was. It was.
That,
It
that
was.
was a good fight.
It was. I had to think for a second. Did I watch it? But
Yeah.
I
Bro,
kind of.
you could tell, yeah, because Angela Hill's got the same throw that her ex-man has. You could tell, yeah, she pictured his face and started throwing those hands on her. It was like, because
I
you got
was
the
like, I was watching Mackenzie, and she was kind of like beating her up on the low. Like I was kind of surprised. Like,
bro. I'm telling you, bro, that divorced Mackenzie Dern, bro, is the new mythical fighter, right? It's just like, yeah, it's just one of those.
I was just like, what the fuck? Like, is she like now? She's like, she has some new hype, but
Yeah.
yeah, she looked good, man. But Angela Hill ain't nothing special, man. She's just always gonna be a gatekeeper in that division.
My girl Macy Barber got a finish though.
I
Statement
know.
win for the future 125 champ.
Oh my! I was so mad with Rebus, bro. I was just like, what?
Bro, do you know what was funny as well? Literally 10 minutes before that fight happened, I told you guys that was going to happen. I told you to get the finish in the first round.
My God,
Bro, I got to be like the Paul Heyman of like the MMA scene, you know. You know when Paul Heyman says that's his guy and they go on
yeah,
to win a belt, like
yeah.
Brock Lesnar or Roman Reigns? That is me right now, you know, because I picked Aljo, and by God's grace, he won a belt. I'm picking Macy Barber. I'm picking the fighters, and they're all running through. Arnold Allen let me down, though. I'm not gonna lie, he let me down because he didn't start fighting until round 4, which I was
Yeah,
upset about. I was
yeah,
really upset about that.
yeah. I did, but Macy, like, bro, Roxanne Modafferi is her mother, bro. Like, I don't know how she's doing
She
this,
thought, she went 100% okay. That fight don't count.
bro. I don't know how she's doing this, but if I lose to someone that's legitimately blind, I don't care if I tear my ACL or whatever. I don't know if I should be in championship talks. And Alexa Grasso taught her how to box and wrestle and grapple at the same.
I'm just saying, bro. The only loss Macy Barber has is to the current champ. So put respect on her name, please.
Yeah, it's
The
sick.
current champ. I'm just saying, Grasso took 4 rounds to finish her. Macy gets it done in 2.
Oh,
Just saying. Just saying.
that's crazy.
My girl Macy Ball is gonna sit out now, watch Manon Fiora smoke Rose.
Yeah, you know what?
Then,
Speaking of fight announcements, this guy Jerome Max Holloway has no respect. All right, I pray to any god out there that exists to let Korean Zombie get the flukiest win of all time. This guy is trying to beat up on old dudes. Like, come on, bro. Can we speak on that? Like, Max Holloway is a clown. Oh my god.
I think he didn't want to sit out, you know. I really do.
But all
I
right,
think it's just
go fight Mozart Evloev or something like that. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, why are you fighting fucking Korean Zombie? Like, just like what?
yeah. I think it was just I don't even know. Like he's got wins over number 1, number 3, number 4. He
Yeah,
hasn't fought Taporia. He hasn't fought Emmett. He's fought Kato. Now he's fighting number 8. It's just he's in a weird spot, but
or
I'd rather have
right idea, go up to 155 and fight Charles Oliveira, a guy you have a win over. I've been saying that for the last 5 years. You know what I'm saying? Like it's stupid.
You know what it is, though? Nobody talks about Max at 55 is because none of us give a fuck about watching him fight Islam Makhachev because we know what's going to happen. To be honest, like that fight's not compelling for either of us. Can you honestly, like, I know you do your breakdowns and your card, you break down the fights and stuff, but could you sit there for 30 minutes and talk about Max and Islam Makhachev? Do you think it's that interesting of a fight?
No, I think he'd get raped. Like, no, I know what you're saying, but at least like besides him fighting for the belt, but there's a lot of interesting matches. Him and Justin Gaethje, him and Gamrot, or him
Well,
and
I don't want to see him against Gaethje because Gaethje like ruined Tony Ferguson for life. Yeah, and Tony Ferguson was a guy I never thought I'd see get finished in his career. It's just one of those things where I think Gaethje's got bad intentions, man. When he's in there, Max is in a weird spot, man. He's in a shit spot. But him and Rob, man, keep fucking ruining the divisions. And it's just like Rob keeps beating everyone, Max keeps beating everyone, and it's like on paper Max has a better CV than Volk, but it's not even Volk's fault because he's the one with the belt and nobody's coming forward to him.
Yeah, that is true.
And it's the same with Izzy, man. It's just like at this point, Izzy's gonna fucking fight. The thing is, I think the UFC, I don't know why the UFC have booked Dricus and Whitaker, because if Whitaker wins, how the fuck do you sell a third fight?
Yeah,
you do the whole Aussie thing, but aside from that, how do you sell the third fight?
Yeah, and also it's like, dude, you know, the Dricus and Izzy stuff, like it will be big, I think, like because it just, you know, they'll talk shit to each other and they'll be like, who's the true African? But yeah, I'm just that division is just so garbage, bro. Like I don't know how else to describe it. Like
I think you can make a run at 185.
I think I got a shot, man. I really.
But you don't want to compete in the same division as your boy Brendan Allen, so
dude, I put Brendan Allen over so hard. I would do one of the craziest KO animations I could think of. I'd do like a double flip after I get hit with a jab. I'll make.
Is that like when The Rock sold the stunner and he started bouncing all over the ring?
Yeah, I'll go over the place, bro. By the way, Brendan Allen, I just want to say something is looking phenomenal. I just you know, to the guys that run MMA Bum Joe, I'd be very scared right now because someone's gonna be free. I'm just gonna.
He's got my vote. I told you that much. I'll be honest. Like for me, like if he ends the year undefeated, I know obviously bigger names have done bigger things in terms of winning belts and shit, but he would be one of my nominations for Fighter of the Year so far.
Yeah, he's looked amazing.
He's looked amazing this year.
Yeah,
right.
And he's just proven Fuego constantly wrong. Just every turn, man. Just showing Fuego levels of himothy, you know?
Yeah, bro. 205 is weird, man. They're booking Smith and Spann as a rematch, and they're booking Crew and what's his name, Menefield. It's just like, bro.
But
I never like rematches at that shit level, you know. You know, the low bum level is just. No, it's true though, isn't it? Because be honest, yeah. Usually when you see rematches or trilogies, they're like pay-per-view fights, isn't it? Like championship fights.
Yeah.
They'll be like rivalries and shit like that. I don't want to watch Smith and Spann again.
I mean, they got a rivalry. Smith called him a bitch. Yeah. But what was I going to talk about? But speaking of fucking 205, Alex Pierre versus Jan Blachowicz. That's the fucking fight, though. That's the fight I cannot wait to watch at UFC 292. That's going to be
altitude thing, though. Fucking hell, bro. Like
I think Pierre's going to knock him out.
I do too.
I think he's going to fucking end this guy, bro. No more
I
No more
think he
Jordan.
flatlines him. I think he flatlines him in one, and then you just see that. This is how you know that some people are just Izzy haters and not Pereira fans. But
Yeah.
flatline him in one, and then you'll just see all the tweets about Izzy and not about Jan. And
Oh
it's
my
just
god.
like
Yeah.
I personally think he's got his like from a logical standpoint. I think you've already seen Glover in there with him. Glover's rocked him.
Yeah.
You've seen his deficiencies and his loopholes in his striking. You're there. You're bigger. You're stronger. You hit harder. You're quicker. I also think the weight cut's not going to be as big and as drastic because Glover said he weighs at 230. He's walking around at 230 now, which is sweet. I honestly think Alex will have this guy's eyes rolling to the back of his head like a sorority thought.
Yeah, I did. Me too. And also, you know, Jan's underrated as a grappler. I will give him that. Like, he does have a submission win over Nikita Krylov, you know, and you know he was able to out grapple Izzy. But at some point, like you get at a certain age where skills do decrease, and he's what 39, right?
Yeah.
Dude, I think Pierre's just gonna fucking smoke him, bro. I think Pierre's gonna smoke him. He's gonna make it look easy, and fucking Jamal Hill or Yuri Prochazka, that fight with Alex Pierce is gonna be big. And if Alex can get the belt, run it back. Him and Adesanya, you know, for a third time in the UFC at 205. That's the fucking fight, bro. Like,
yeah, I personally think.
that'd
Yeah,
be
no, I get what you mean. I think in terms of what I want and what the UFC might be different, but my logic would be they're waiting for the Costa Aliskerov fight to play out before to see if either they give Sean Strickland the title shot or they have him fight like Paulo Costa or someone like that.
Yeah, I don't know.
Because I honestly can't see Dricus winning, and I really want to be optimistic and give Izzy a new challenger in that.
Yeah,
in his throne, but it's just like.
But if Dricus gets like the flukiest KO win, like how hilarious would that be though? Like if he's somehow in title contention, like I'll be like, yo, this guy's gone so far, bro, and he's not that good. You know what I'm saying? Like he's gotten this far. I mean, what's to say he doesn't land a fucking lucky punch? You know?
I don't know, man. Izzy fights too much of a pussy to let anything like that happen. Though.
No, I'm talking about Robert Whittaker. Like if Dricus beats Whittaker, like.
Yeah, Rob to me is just I don't know, bro. He's a tricky cat to be honest.
Yeah,
I don't think he's the easiest person to get a hold of. And my logic has always been this guy survived fucking 10 rounds with Yoel Romero. I think he can handle a schmuck like Dricus.
I know, bro. Dricus is so bad. I don't know.
I don't think people understand how fucking brolic Yoel Romero is and how explosive he is, especially at 185.
Yeah,
he's probably the most explosive 185er I've ever seen, him and Pereira.
Yeah, I 100% agree. But yeah, it would be fucking hilarious to see Dricus versus Izzy. I think that would just be comedy, bro. Honestly, I would legitimately be laughing all day watching that like fight, or at least the press conference. But yeah, I think Rob should probably beat him. And then probably Rob versus Izzy 3. That, you know, like they kind of do the Volk thing, right? With Max Holloway. They'd be like, oh, you know, I won the second fight, you know, stuff like that. So that's probably the fight we're gonna see. So
yeah, I think Izzy absolutely bored of fighting the same schmucks though, man. It's just a bit like because he's fought Pereira twice, and then he'll potentially fight Whittaker a third time. I think he might kind of like what Bisping did when he turned around and said, "Let me fight Dan Henderson and run it back in the UK." I think he might just turn around to the UFC and say, "Give me Sean Strickland." I generally do.
Yeah, and I feel that, bro. Yeah, but I think with Izzy right now, I don't know. Like he's in a weird spot because it's like he had probably one of the biggest wins of his career when you think about it, for like in terms of everything against Pierre, and he has a lot of hype back. But we just know Izzy, you know, me and you, we know that, you know, he'll have a finish and then he'll go back to his shit, leg kick, dancing around, jabbing for 25 minutes.
Yeah, I don't even think Sean Strickland's the best dance partner for him to have a good fight for the public.
Yeah, and like I think you're completely right, because what Sean did to Magomedov was he smelled blood and he went for it. But we know Sean will fucking we'll do the jab and dance around kind of mentality.
He don't
And
have the power to demand his respect as well
yeah,
as he does. I just think, I personally just I think people. This is how you know that the game's fucked. I think people are more keen seeing those two in a press conference than them fighting.
yeah,
That's the thing. I think you remove the you remove the media element. Ask people how many of them would want to see those two fight each other. Nobody wants to really see that fight, if we're being honest. But
yeah,
we all want to see those two going back and forth. Wreck It Like Ralph, Frozen Like Elsa,
yeah.
uh, Chinese champion, all this shit. Like we all want to see that shit, but we don't really want to see the fight. I really don't want to see the fight.
I know. Yeah, I feel you on that, man. But I mean, it'll be funny though. It will be funny, and if Izzy can finish him, respect. But yeah, but pretty much it is what it is. We're gonna end this podcast like how they should end Izzy's title reign. But yeah, hope you guys enjoyed the fight talk. That's pretty much all the topics I could really think of. But I hope you guys enjoyed it. Go follow me on my Instagram and my Twitter. Go follow my guy Ed on his Instagram and his Twitter. I love y'all and goodbye. If you want to say anything, Ed, say your thing, say your piece.
Peace out, guys.
I love y'all.